I'm Hanna Gerlander.
And I'm Nora Fried.
And you're listening to
High Heels and Punchlines,
Sex and the City Rewatch.
We are covering no ifs, ands, or buts.
We're on episode 5 now.
Episode 5. Wow. We're really just flying through these.
I know. I feel like season 2 went by really quickly.
Yeah.
Like, I really remember us recording season 1. And now, obviously, we're in season 3. But, like, season 2, what a blur.
A huge blur.
You know why? Because I think most of season 2 was when we were finishing up with the My Friend's Basement.
Yeah.
And we were doing those back-to-back 2-hour recordings.
Right.
I feel like that was so much work that we didn't, like, take in doing season 2.
Yeah.
But we're taking in 3.
We're taking in 3.
And 3 is shocking us.
3 is really shocking. So as we mentioned, we're just going to, say it up front. Really problematic episode. And we got we're just a couple of white ladies covering it.
Yeah.
So, and that's sometimes
The voices people want to
the
be handling this
voices,
story.
We just, so we're in that. But I think that there were some good parts of the episode that I personally found relatable.
Yeah, I think
the cigarettes.
In terms of navigating the episode, it was Samantha's storyline was for sure problematic. Mm-hmm. And then those 2 full cast brunch scenes were like not good. But the rest of the episode was like business as usual for the girls.
Yeah. Well, here, let's do this. We'll intro. We have a really awesome show today, specifically because we are joined by the fabulous co-hosts of Data Comic, McKenna and Natalie. We are so excited to have you guys here today. We love your show. For those of you who are not familiar with Data Comic, it's run by these 2 beautiful, hot comics, Natalie and McKenna. And essentially, it's like a dating show. I've personally been on it. Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
She killed.
Thank you. It did feel like one of my best sets.
Yeah, you did
I was
really well.
really happy.
You're like, I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm glad you brought that up. But anyways, I will shut up and let them introduce themselves and say hello. Hi, guys. Happy to have you.
Hi. Thank you so much for having us.
Thrilled to be here. You killed on Data Comic. Did you go on any dates?
You did kill on Data Comic.
Did I go on any dates?
No, but you had me follow every guy that left you his numbers so we could suss them out to possibly go on a date, which I think just led to like the next couple of weeks me getting random men falling back. And I was like, when did I follow
That's
this?
so awesome. Female friendship is so fucking beautiful.
She was like, you to follow them, and because I can't follow them, which
right.
did make sense. Like, she can't follow all the guys who left her number after the show.
Right.
So good.
I also made my friends sign the clipboard because I didn't want it to look like I had like too little or not enough names, you know?
And that I felt bad. I didn't put my name down when it was going around, and then I saw your friends putting their names down, but I thought you were going to...
Not a friend.
I thought you were going to see it and be like, why would you waste space? Like, we're not going to go on a date. We want room for the men. So I was like...
There were a couple people that were really hot in the crowd, and I wanted them to look over and be like, whoa, I have no chance with her. I guess I'll just put my name down and give it a try.
Absolutely.
Right.
Who knows?
Wait, do you guys ever meet anyone from Data Comic? Like, do you ever go on a date with people on the show?
No. We tried once to like put our like clipboards out for us. People like listening who don't know, we like basically like give everyone a chance to sign up to go on a date with the comics on their clipboards, and yet it was brutal. No, it was humiliating, and I can't believe we put you through this, you guys.
Really? Because I feel like you guys, like, you look really hot. You're like owning the stage. You guys have a really
and you're
hot
funny
presence.
all night, like not just for a set. Like you're
you so
hosting
much.
Killing all night.
I do think the 4 of us are probably keenly aware that men don't like that. Men don't like when you're funny and in charge.
Such a good point, McKenna. Men hate
true.
strong women, and we actually saw that the other day in the election.
Yeah, that's sort of theme of the week. Theme of life.
Theme of
the week is that men hate women, hate strong, confident women.
Oh my God! All right, well we're so happy to have you guys. How do you feel? How do you feel coming into Sex and City? What's your connection with Sex and City? Are you guys like first time watchers? Is this like your Bible? What's the deal?
Well, I know Natalie is, I will let Natalie talk about it, of course. She loves it. more than I do, but I do love it. I watched it when I moved to the city for the first time, like
Okay.
as I was doing New York, which was so
Okay.
fun. One episode, the Staten Island one, convinced me to break up with a boyfriend. Literally paused it in the middle, got up, broke up with him, sat back down, started watching it again.
Wow.
The firefighter one?
Yep.
Wow.
Wait, why?
The one where Carrie was like, I don't remember actually what happened in the episode to make me break up with him, but what like finally got me there was when she's on the dance floor, like just like feeling free.
Yeah.
And the captions say toot toot.
Beep, beep.
And I was like, yes, toot toot beep beep.
Yep.
And I was like, I have to go. I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
He also had sleep apnea and I could hear him snoring in the background and I couldn't focus on my fucking show. So that was part of it
No.
too.
Yeah, he had to go. He had to go.
Oh,
But upon
wait,
rewatch, it's even more problematic, which is
Oh,
awesome.
wait, McKenna, he was in the room?
Oh, he was in my bedroom and I was in the living room.
Did you guys live together or he was just there?
Nah, he was just there.
Okay, okay. Because
always
imagine
just
like
there.
watching an episode and then deciding you can no longer like live with your partner.
That does sound like something I would do.
I was gonna say, yeah, me too. Like on a bad day, I live with my boyfriend, and like on a bad day, like the house is in my name. Like he could go.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's awesome for now, but we have mold. We have to move, so it's about to be in both of our names, which is kind of a bummer.
That is a bummer.
But the dog is in my name. The dog we have is in my name, so we got that going on.
That's good.
That's important.
But I'm not trying to leave him, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, Natalie, tell us.
Okay, so I truly like have a horrible obsession with this show. Like it's actually one of my biggest character flaws, how much I rely on this show for life advice. And I started watching it when I was like young. I remember my mom had the CDs, like she had like the so I would watch them when I was young on my like portable like little we used to have this like little portable TV that you put the CD player in and we bring like on long car rides. So I used to watch it then, and then it became my like comfort show. Like literally, even to this day, when I hear dun 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 dun, like I'm literally like asleep, like in seconds.
You're like, I'm safe.
Literally, because I used to watch it for years before I went to sleep, and I would fall asleep to it, wake up to it. Now I've moved off, and I'm on Gilmore Girls now. I watch the same episodes every night. But before that, it was Sex and the City every night, like 7 days a week.
wow.
So we're
so, yeah,
fans.
like-
You guys are like real fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you
We
guys
like
know
it.
which girl you identify with?
I think that I can skew Miranda in a way that I don't like. I'm working away from that.
Oh, really? Why?
She's so like dour.
Okay.
I don't want to be like so negative, but I think that like in my girl boss era, I was a Miranda, and these days I'm more like a Carrie Samantha mix. Absolutely no Charlotte in my birth chart.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Natalie,
see
how about
you
you?
as a Miranda. I see you as a Miranda, McKenna.
Miranda's
But
like a
I-
great character, though.
But I think we
Yeah,
all
she
should
is.
be Miranda.
There's nothing wrong with being the Miranda.
I have that book. There's a book that is called
We should all be Mirandas.
Yeah. Yes.
Whoa.
I love it. I have
I'm
it. I
adding
have
it
it
to my
signed.
Goodreads.
I have it signed.
Wait, you have a signed copy?
Yeah, because I listen to the podcast every. Do you guys listen to Every Outfit?
Of course. Well, I do. I don't know if
Yeah.
Nora does.
I don't, but I know of it. I follow them and whatnot.
I
but
went
yeah.
to their book signing like such a like. I went to both of them like and was like
Wow.
such a dork. But I would say I don't know. I go back and forth with this. Like I've been told, and this is like fucking whack and like so insulting, but I've been told that I have Charlotte vibes, and I hate that.
Same.
Shut up, McKenna. I hate that. I personally think I give Miranda Carey.
Okay.
I think my
You guys
flaws,
are both like,
That's
think
so
my
interesting,
flaws
Natalie.
are
I would have
Carrie.
called you like an even Charlotte Samantha.
wow.
Oh
That's a
my
crazy
God,
combo.
grow up.
But,
I know,
but
like
you guys,
the only.
Charlotte was the social justice queen of this episode in some ways.
Also-
She really was leading the troops.
In rewatching this, like justice for Charlotte. Like,
Agreed.
she really is one of the better characters. And in terms of if we're all caught up with where they are now, like, she's the one doing all right compared to the other girls. Like,
That's
Nora
true.
found out she's a Charlotte, and I think she was like let down at first, but now is like proud and embracing her Charlotte.
I think
Even
it's a good one.
yeah, I
I think she's
get
the
it.
best hair. She's the best hair for sure.
She does.
Okay.
She's incredible hair, but I don't see myself as a Charlotte because of the like her like desire for traditionalism. Like, I'm not like that. That's what puts me off of her. Like, I don't want to like quit my like I would never like want to be a stay-at-home mom and like find like I don't know, that puts me off of her, but like she is
I think like her innocence and her pure-heartedness, though,
that's
is
what
so
people
nice.
tell me. People say that.
Yeah.
People say that's like but she's
feedback
so
she's
naive and stupid, just like you.
No, that's not what I mean.
I love watching other like comedy wife duos, like you guys, like because Hannah's my comedy wife, and I can tell you guys are comedy wives, and so like I love like seeing your dynamic. It's
nice to be on
just-
like a double date.
yeah,
Yes.
You guys all be
like we're on
together
double
right
dates,
now.
Yeah,
Double date, no boys.
literally no boys forever.
But speaking of boys, what do we have? A guy we love, a guy we hate?
I would kill for Steve.
I was gonna
And
say
I
Thank you.
have kind of a personal Mr. Big, which is a real
Really?
problem.
right
Yeah.
now, right now.
It's been like on and off for 6 years. It's disgusting and terrible.
That is Mr. Big. On and off for 6 years.
What is his
Yeah.
like profession? Is he like a finance dude?
He was a comedian before me.
Oh,
And then
not a
is-
finance guy at all.
No, and then quit comedy, even though he is very funny, he like bartends and is saving up to like open a restaurant.
Wait, that's kind of
Wow.
Steve though.
Low key Steve.
Loki Steve.
Wow.
But the toxicity and the intensity of a Mr. Big.
we just have a cat that entered the building. Wow.
Which one is this?
This is
You have
Finnegan.
multiple?
Yes.
Oh my God! What a great
Finnegan.
name!
This
How
is
many
giving
cats do you
Miranda.
have?
I have 2 cats
Yeah.
and a dog. 2 cats
You
and
have a dog?
Oh my
Wait,
god,
do
the
you-
most beautiful dog you've ever seen in your life.
Wait, do you live alone?
No, I live with my sister.
Oh, okay. Still, that's so many pets. That's
love
awesome.
that. You
I
live with
love
your
that.
sister and all your
It's not
pets.
awesome.
That's
That's
so
so
nice.
It's it's really a lot of chaos, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I'm happy, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I'm happy, but I wouldn't.
I love
recommend.
when siblings live together. I'm like, oh, that's
I
so
love like
cute.
I love like 20 to 30 something year old siblings that like do stuff together in the city.
Right,
Like
right.
it feels really wholesome.
right.
It is
Well,
very sweet.
should we dive into this episode?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the highlights of the episode and what Carrie's question is, and then we'll get into this the best we can. Okay, so season 3, episode 5, no ifs, ands, or buts. Here are the highlights. Carrie meets Aiden, huge deal. Charlotte is going out with a bad kisser. Miranda has to support Steve's quote unquote silly dreams. And I didn't know how to phrase it other than that Samantha is dating a black man, which could not possibly be the whole storyline, but it is.
Yeah.
And
They
Carrie's
make it.
question is what are the deal breakers?
I want to just start off by asking, like, what are your deal breakers? I'm curious. Do one of you guys want to go first, or do you want us to go first, or what do you think?
Natalie, if you have them, you can go, but I have them if you want to.
McKenna
Yeah,
is ready.
I'm famously don't have enough deal breakers, so McKenna, you go
Charlotte in the
first.
house.
No, that is Charlotte in this episode. She's like, well,
She's
Oh,
like
is
teaching
he
him how to
nice, though?
kiss.
She's like, he does lick my
Yeah.
face, but whatever.
I have a lot of deal breakers for Natalie if you want. Like,
Oh, okay. That's
I have a list that Natalie needs to make her deal breakers. She needs
It's nice of you to do.
she needs better
What are-
communicators for real, but so do I.
Okay.
That's so true. You need
Natalie
like
just accepting it. Oh, okay.
it's true.
The guy I'm dating now is a really fabulous communicator, and it's I can't
He
recommend.
is. I don't
enough.
have many problems with this one.
Yeah, he's really good. He's a good one. But you,
Wow.
McKenna. McKenna,
My deal
you
breakers
say
for
your
me?
Deal breakers. Yeah.
I think I have a very low tolerance for a man who's rude to anyone. Like,
Okay.
at all. His
Okay.
mother, a waitress,
Yes.
like, that is disgusting to me. And, like, not only is it a deal breaker, it will make you, like, repulsive to me. It's just gross. And then, like, late. I don't like, which is crazy because I'm late all the time, but I don't like,
it's okay.
but I really hate when a man is, like, late to like, let's say the first 3 dates. And especially if they don't tell you, or they're just, like, running behind and they're not like, I'm so sorry. They're just not respectful of your time in that way. That really bugs me.
Yeah.
Those are good deal breakers.
I thought of one.
Tell us.
This is good, controversial, but actually not.
Well,
But for
it's
me,
the perfect episode.
No, I honestly, I truly at this point in my life do not have any tolerance. I would not date someone who voted for Trump at any in this most recent election. I would if they did in 2016, I could get past it. 2020, no. 2024, I'd have a problem with it. Which
Absolutely not.
unfortunately really narrows my choosings to like
Really?
have, like. Well, yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean, so many people voted for him. Half of those.
What is no voting a deal breaker? Because we know a lot of people that didn't vote at all.
That's less of a deal breaker for me. I think
You can
people
work
who
through
are-
that.
Well, because I can respect someone who's like angry with the political system. I would have a hard time with someone who's like not voting because they don't care. But like someone who's angry and is like doing it in protest, that's kind of hot. But yeah, no Trump supporters. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Well, that's fair.
definitely couldn't. I don't even think I could if I learned they did in 2016.
Oh yeah.
I would have to really, they'd have to be perfect. They'd have to like never drop the ball ever for me. Like,
Yeah.
they'd have to be the perfect man to a T. Or like, no, I don't know. I'll have to think about
Yeah.
how I feel about 2016.
yeah.
I mean, my brother voted for Trump in 2016.
Really, Randy?
Randy voted for Trump in
Oh,
2016.
man.
And then he wrote me and my mother an apology letter.
Okay.
And voted for Biden in 2020 and then Kamala in 2024.
Okay.
We
No
love
one
growth.
asked. No one asked for
Yes.
the apology letter, but that
That's
was
great.
nice. So I guess when I think about him, like he has a wife, and she probably had to work through that, and she probably got a letter. So maybe I'm okay with 2016. I see that deal breaker for you not being as
I
big a
just
deal.
think like reflection is a good thing for a man to be able to do. So like if you can reflect on something and say that wasn't like in the moment I thought I was doing the right thing, but looking back, hindsight not great. That's something at least I can applaud.
Yeah, because men don't really do that. Men just like make decisions and don't think about it, but then like back it 100%.
Right.
So like being able to reflect is like major for them.
Yeah.
The bar is pretty low. What are your deal breakers?
Mine were a little different. Mine were more like aesthetics. But that also says a lot about me because I tend to date some really crappy guys. So
You
Preach,
date
sister.
eclectic guys.
I date guys that really,
Eclectic?
really.
Yeah, like Nora, no two boyfriends the same.
Yeah, they're not my boyfriends.
But like since
they're-
I've met you, the
they're-
guys you've dated, like
they're vastly different.
if you were to put them all in a room together,
God.
it would take forever for people to guess why they're all here. Like, you know what I mean?
it would be really, really weird. But yeah, I mean, the most recent situation that I was in, I don't think he really liked women that much. But it was just hard because he was 6'4" and he was a doctor. So it was
Oh,
just,
you're so me for that.
I know, and it just he had the full head of hair, and so it was like you know, he would say some stuff, and I'd be like, stop.
You'd be like, just
Like,
letting it go.
stop that, you silly man.
I'll change him down the line.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that was not doable. But I wrote Bad Kisser is actually a huge one for me. I really do actually. Bad Kisser is really, really tough. Smells are really, I'm very sensitive to smells. I find it honestly like disrespectful for someone to repeatedly smell bad. Like once, you know, every once in a while, sure. But like when it's a constant, it's like can you do something about this? There's so many resources you
Yeah.
have, right? And I live across from a Dwayne
Especially
Reed.
on the first couple dates, like that should be best foot forward.
I'm very much like, you know, that theory that like you only like men that smell like your dad or whatever, and then people took birth control, and then they stopped liking the smells of their fathers or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm very much in that thing.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
I've never heard of that, but that sounds
Yeah,
insane.
I'll send you guys an article. It's
Well,
like,
there is
yeah.
a thing that if you start dating a guy while on birth control,
Yeah.
and then you're off birth control for a bit, there might be like a flux period where you're not as attracted to your boyfriend.
and this is what
Interesting.
men use as like ammo for women not to have birth control.
And I will say, I've been with my boyfriend for almost 3 years, met him while on birth control. Then I got pregnant. So the birth control was not active in that moment. And he smelled foul to me. Like
Really?
his natural, I kept getting really nauseous, which could have also been a pregnancy thing, but it was like a whole thing. I kept telling him, I'm like, you have to shower again. I don't know what's going on.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
It was like a whole weird thing. So
Yeah.
that's something we have to brace for down the line, I guess.
That is, yeah, that's a rough one.
But it's true, the smell thing.
Smelly
the
is,
pheromones.
smelly is really important to me. And then the last thing is dishonesty, I think. Those are like my top 3. Like when I kind of catch someone like lying to me repeatedly, I'm like, what's going on there? You know? Like what do you hide?
that's weird.
You know? How about you? Do you have deal breakers?
I feel like mine, it's just like, you got to be chill. You got
Okay.
to, all my exes, like Nora knows, like we've said it a million times in the pod, are like, I'm still friends with them. They all come to my birthday parties. They all hang out with each other. Like you need to be chill. You need to be down to hang with my ex-boyfriends. You need to be up for whatever shenanigans I'm getting into. So if someone was like a little high strung or like keeping me to a schedule, which is what I do to people, like that would be like, no, like I'll keep the score and like you just like not follow along, but like kind of.
That is kind of what it is.
But I need like a chill guy, and I definitely couldn't do anyone disrespectful, especially because I've worked in the service industry for so long. Like, oh my God, like no thank you.
Yeah, bad tippers.
Oh my
Nasty.
God. Now, when I have friends who are bad tippers, I'm like,
hate you.
in
And do they
front
ever
of
get
you?
mad at you? Sometimes I will like add to it and just be like, you can do what you need to do, but what I need to do is add to your tip. And they get so mad at me like I'm doing the most disrespectful thing.
It's like, no, you actually did the most disrespectful thing first, and I'm
And I
just
just
like,
covered your ass.
Wow.
So the waitress
Yeah.
But
doesn't
also-
hate us because she needs this.
What's funny though is these
What?
are all things that like if you do, I'm like in love with you. Like if you do the right version, I'm in
What?
love with you. So like
Oh.
if you do the right version. So like
Oh,
if you, like, no, so like if you're a great tipper, I'm like, oh my God, you're amazing. Or if you smell
Yeah.
amazing, I'm like, I'm in love with you. Like these are all things that if
Right.
you just tweaked a little bit, I would fall in love with you.
Yeah, that's actually like I've noticed with men, like they don't realize how close they are to just like having everything they want.
Right.
But
right,
they just
right.
they can't put in that little extra. But it's like I really like, okay, maybe not me, because like my boyfriend would say I have pretty like intense, constant expectations. But like before, when I was dating, like the littlest thing would mean the world to me. But like I just couldn't get it. And I'm like, if you guys all just worked like 10% harder, you'd just be having better lives and better relationships.
Yeah.
Like tipping well and smelling good, and we're like in love with you. Like
I know.
that's bare
insane.
minimum.
That is kind of bare minimum.
We do that all the time.
And a man like
We're
wouldn't think twice about that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, whose storyline should we get into first? What do you think? Carrie, Charlotte, Miranda, or Samantha?
Samantha, I mean, I don't, let's maybe save that for last, / if we just skim over it, you know, it just happens, but
Did you see my
I don't
quotes
know.
I wrote down? From
yeah, the quotes are
the opening
not
brunch was nuts.
great. I do have to say again, well, if we do want to talk about Charlotte, she was being a little bit of a social justice warrior
She
in
was.
her moment. So, you know,
She was really putting Samantha in her place.
She was like, Samantha, stop doing that. She also said some stuff that was a little didn't age well.
like African American talk.
Yeah, that was a
Like,
little.
I don't think we needed a better version of what Samantha was trying to say.
Yeah.
What does
I think Samantha
say?
just
She's
shouldn't
like-
have said it.
She's like, it's
She
not
said-
black talk, it's sex talk. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
And then Charlotte was like, no, Samantha, it should be African American comments.
Yeah.
Nobody should be saying any of this
Yeah.
at all.
It
Poor
was-
Charlotte, though, that kisser. Would you have stayed with that kisser, the guy
No.
that's in your face? Okay.
When
I would've
she
never
had
seen him
the on her
again.
chin,
Natalie's staying.
She is.
I know I would have given him another chance, and I would have been like, let me try to see if I can like help. Maybe I am a fucking Charlotte. Jesus Christ.
you would have coached him. You would have coached him through it.
I would have been like, I really had a good time with him. I'm gonna see if I can coach him through it. But when he was like, oh, it's kind of my thing, that would have been a deal breaker for me. I would have been like,
How
was
would you coach him
humiliating.
though? Like, would you verbalize like that? That's what is the grossest part to me, is that I would have to tell a man, teach a man how to kiss. Not even that he's a bad kisser, but that I would have to show him is disgusting.
Yeah.
okay, well, my like greatest fear is that I'm secretly a terrible kisser, and like, because no one ever says to me you're a good kisser, so I just like, no one's ever been like you're an incredible kisser. Do they say it to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. Jesus Christ.
But I haven't gotten compliments in other areas of my life that I need,
so
that I
funny.
like would really appreciate. So, like, I've never gotten like, yeah, no,
But there have definitely been people I've kissed where I was like, I certainly didn't think that was a bad kiss, but I'm not mentioning it.
Yeah.
That's where
I don't
think
tell
I
people they're
exist.
good kissers.
McKenna, I don't
That's
know
fine.
if that helped. It wasn't
think I
bad, but I'm not
exist.
going to mention it.
No, I exist.
But do you
in
know what
that,
I mean? Like,
it was fine. Yeah.
yeah.
But maybe you're the guys you're going out with aren't really like guys that, because there's some guys that are bad at complimenting women. Like maybe you're just going out with guys that would never verbalize to you what they like about you, which is
True.
also like get rid of those guys. I bet you're
No,
a great
but-
kisser. Women are always good
Thank you.
kissers.
Yeah, it's like impossible for women to not be good kissers.
I still don't know if I'm doing it completely right, but I'm trying.
Wait,
What are you doing?
Are you doing a lot of like tongue? Are you licking people's faces or like not?
No, I'm doing like a little like of everything. Like you sometimes, like I don't know, guys. What do you do? Just out of curiosity.
The only reason I am proud that people that this is not, it's going to sound cocky for a second, but then Nora knows what it's attached to, which is why I think it's impressive. I've gotten multiple compliments on my kissing, which I think is impressive because I famously will never kiss with tongue.
Interesting.
I do not like to kiss with tongue. I will never kiss with tongue. I think I've done it once, which is the only reason I ever brag about getting compliments on my kissing, because I
Yeah.
know that people that's like a big part of the deal.
Right.
So when I get
So how do
compliments,
you
I'm like, this
kiss?
is
Do you think it's yucky?
yeah, there just was like a couple instances in like my early kissing where it just grossed me out so much.
Yeah.
Like the early tongues were like wet and cold. And then
Those are the
it was
worst.
like my first long-term boyfriend. We dated
cold.
Yeah, like the first couple makeouts I had, it was like we weren't making out, but there was already tongue, and that really like grossed me out.
Yeah.
And then the first long-term relationship I had was 4 years where we never kissed with tongue. And I was like, okay, I don't need to kiss with tongue. And then for part of college, I was insecure, like, okay, everyone's kissing with tongue. I need to get into it. But then I was like, no, I really don't like kissing with tongue. I'm never going to do it.
Where'd you go to college? France? That was
Wild.
good. That was good. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right. Sorry, I just needed
But yeah,
that.
that's the only reason I ever share that I got compliments, because I know I'm doing
Wow.
it in a way people don't always
Wow.
like.
I actually
because I
don't
will
usually
say-
use tongue either. Sorry, Natalie. Go for it.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing then, because like I feel like there's usually like okay, so here's what I'll say. So that crazy kiss that Charlotte gets, right? That's insane for that's insane for side of the road like goodnight kiss. It is not
Right.
insane when you're like fucking. If like everyone like no, sometimes you get like an insane like you get all over each other's
I'm with you.
face.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Thank
Like
you.
the tongues are everywhere. The kisses
It's
are
like
everywhere.
Your
like, it's
tongue
just
in
like
his chin?
no, but like
I'm
but like
not.
sometimes there'll be like a
Maybe
lick
she
or
is.
something or like a I don't know. It's crazy for a sidewalk kiss, but like that like freakier like mouth open thing is like a little bit less creepy if you're like if you're being freaky.
So that's why
I'm
you're
not-
giving him a chance, because you're like, maybe he can be a better kisser, and we can save this for the bedroom.
Can we start over? Just kidding.
Well, we can also just move off of Charlotte.
Yeah.
We can be
Okay.
Right? Natalie, I think it sounds like you're a good kisser.
Yeah.
I think
Thank
it's,
you.
there's, yeah. I don't
think you're
actually.
ask the guy you're dating.
Well, the guy I'm dating recently told me that I act like I hate kissing because I'm not like I know because he's like, yeah, do you like not like to kiss? And I was like, no, I do. I just like don't think to do like I think because like I give like you know what? I don't know why he says that, and I'm gonna ask him. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'll report.
Let's
back.
ask him, and let's ask for some real feedback on what it's like to kiss you.
Yeah.
And I bet it'll be a nice response.
Because he
Should I
keeps
text
doing
him?
it. Yeah.
I think we should get him this link.
Yeah, wait, should we get him
in
in link?
here.
Does he have strong Wi-Fi?
Bring him in.
No, I'm not like, you know what it is this is my first like serious connection with somebody, and I'm not used to like PDA, so like I just don't like voluntarily kiss all the time. Like I'm
Okay.
I think
No, that's so fair.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
He does seem like a more, like, publicly affectionate person.
And
Yeah,
that
like
that's a
yeah.
buffer period to get into that if you're not used to it.
For sure. I think that's what it is. I'm just getting used to it.
Do you like it though? I loved when I dated my first guy who was like, because especially as like a big girl, it was like, oh, you're proud. You like are out here showing that you like want to be kissing me in public. Like I think it rocks.
Yeah, I love PDA now. Like I think it's so I'm like all over him in public now, and I'm like I used to hate this person.
I mean, I'm down to talk about Carrie. I have a lot to say about what she's going through.
Say it.
So as a former cigarette smoker / I smoked one last night. I do feel, especially with the guy that I was just dating, some judgment is frequently passed onto us party girls, and I don't like it. And I felt really bad for Carrie because I was like, you know what, like that recently happened to me. So I don't drink, and I don't really do anything anymore. But I used to be a big party girl, 3000, and like I disclosed that to a guy recently that I was dating, and he was like very put off by it. And I actually think that like that was part of the reason why we didn't work out, because he was just like so like, oh my God, like you used to like go out and drink and do drugs and have sex and like do all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I used to, being like the key term. Also, like if I wanted to do that again, like would that be a problem? Like it was just very strange. So basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't like when men are like, you need to change yourself. Like, and especially so early on, I was like, what, dude, you just went out with her for like 5 seconds.
It
like,
also kind of icked me out, just like to the way he was like kissing this hot girl on her stoop, and then is like, I can taste that cigarette. Like, okay, well, like let's see where this goes, and then we can talk to Carrie about. You really can't finish kissing her.
if you don't have cigarette breath, you don't live in New York. Like, let's be honest. Come on.
He's new. He's new to the city.
I kind of feel like I wanted to say, and I'm glad you guys felt this way, because like I kind of wanted to be like, grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
No,
God,
and also like that. Not, I know that it's cigarettes, right? It's not like who she is, but like it's very much like who Carrie is.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously we know that there's so much more to come with Aiden, but like she doesn't know that. She just met this guy, and like she loves her cigarettes. I love the scene of her and Stanford just like smoking up the storm, drinking, shitting on the guys they're dating right now that are. Well, Stanford's was much spookier.
Yeah,
The dolls.
That is a whole other thing.
Oh my God, the
So
dolls.
scary.
Also, did you guys notice, and this is my like obsessive Sex and the City brain, that so I always notice this in that scene. She says to him like, oh, I told a lie, but don't worry, that's the only thing I lie about. That scene foreshadows their entire relationship. Because
Literally the first time they meet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
All she
Because
does
then
is lie
she's
to
a
him.
liar. Yeah, because she's a liar with him. Every time I see that, I'm like, oh, she's foreshadowing. The first lie was that she is a furniture designer, and then it was the cigarettes, and then it just kept getting worse.
Yeah. I literally wrote that the lies have already started. The lies with Aiden's have already begun. That's why they were doomed. Like, Aiden's a good guy, but like, she just started on the wrong foot. But I do relate with her because I was saying this in our last episode or at our show where like when I was dating a lot, you just like start lying to men about stuff because you don't ever see them again. Like nothing works out. You never see them again.
Yeah.
And then
especially in New York,
like literally I was just start lying to guys and I was saying to Nora how like sometimes like Wolf will bring something up because now we're dating and I'm like, oh my God, that was like a total lie. On your first date, I can't believe he remembers that.
Do you guys lie? Do you guys lie on your dates ever?
I will lie by omission.
Okay.
Often.
Okay.
Where like there's something that I should say. Like I'm currently in like a poly thing.
Wow.
So,
okay.
I know. And talking about it makes me sick. And just like, it's so terrible.
Can I ask like 100 questions? Like how many people are involved?
So
in your polycule?
Me and this guy have been dating for a year.
Okay.
And it's not, I think I would be open to monogamy later down the road. I'm not sure if he would, but we just have been dating so long and we're dating other people and we consider each other like partners.
Okay.
But he is dating a lot of other people. I'm dating some other people. So it's like kind of open relationship, but open relationship isn't the right word because we're not each other's like primary partner.
Okay.
We're each other's primary partner only by the fact that we are each other's only partner.
And are you into polyamory or are you, because of this guy, you're trying polyamory?
It's the right thing with this guy. I don't think I am polyamorous. He's the only man I've ever met that I think is capable of it in a healthy way.
Okay.
He's so communicative. His time spent with other people has like so little to do with how much attention, love, whatever I get. So he's capable of it, and I think no other man I've met is.
But is that poly or is that just non-monog or is that the same thing?
Because
are you dating any of the same people that both of you?
No, to my understanding of the word poly is like that we can each have another relationship.
Okay.
Not necessarily in the same polycule.
So if he had somebody that he was seeing as often as he sees you and talks to you, like you'd be comfortable with that?
Totally.
Okay.
Wow.
Braver than me.
It's just him. I don't think I am braver than you at all.
I was in one polyamorous relationship, but it was like the whole time I was like, I am going to charm him out of this. So it really wasn't like a good situation.
This is like definitely the best for us.
I was like, enough time with me. You don't want anyone else. And that was actually the opposite was happening. Yeah. It was like, enough time with Hannah. We need to keep opening another door.
But so I've been on dates recently and had to like decide whether or not to disclose or not disclose that I have this man in my life.
That's interesting. Okay.
And that I've been like not lying, but like really being careful not to. I'll like, if I'm telling a story about him because I spend so much time with him, I say my friend until I think that they can handle it and or we are going somewhere that they would need to know.
Mm-hmm. Would you want to cut things off with this guy to pursue a relationship that would be monogamous, or is like, do you prefer non-monogamy across the board?
I think it totally depends on the connection. Like if I met the love of my life and they were like, I really can't do this. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Interesting.
But I think it's a really green flag when I'm on a date with a guy and he's like, you know, maybe I see myself in monogamy later on, but we're not exclusive right now. Like, let's see what happens. And if we need to get more serious down the line, then we'll do that. Like that to me is such a green flag. Like a man who can not share, but like not be so possession focused.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about you, Natalie?
Do I lie on dates?
Yeah. Are you?
No, I'm like an oversharer. I'm the opposite. I like
Okay.
have to work on keeping some things on my chest. Yeah, I'm really, really bad at lying, like famously terrible at lying.
Same.
And so like I'll say anything. I'll say anything and then regret it later.
One of my friends is like, Nora, it's actually like comical when you try to lie because you get like so wrapped up in it to try to like make it seem real that it almost just becomes this like really creepy like haiku, like almost like I don't even know how to describe it.
I mean, it's a good trait to be bad at lying. It's overall a good trait to have.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things I can maybe like if we're stealing something or whatever.
I mean, yeah,
Sorry,
that's
not
different.
not that we ever do that, but if
Well,
we
you
were
know what
to
I,
steal something,
I will say the first time I had sex, I was like old, like I was in my 20s, and I did not.
She was
tell him.
75.
I was 75. It was no, I didn't tell him, and that was so hard for me to lie. Like that was lying by omission.
that is
kind
really
of.
hard.
Wait, I
It
did
was
the exact
so
same thing.
hard.
How old were you?
I was 23, about to turn 24.
I was 22.
Oh,
I was 22 when I lost my
Old
virginity,
virgins.
and I did not tell the guy because I was so embarrassed
me too. Me too.
when
It
I
was
didn't
hard.
have to be.
Same. I was humiliated for no reason because like it's so normal to be a virgin at that age, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like, oh my God, we used to like, yeah, I was trying so hard to act like I knew what I was doing because like I thought it was gonna be like, wait a second, have you ever had sex before? Like just like mid-sex, which didn't happen.
Because guys are just like so excited to be having sex. They're like not thinking about the extras.
Yeah.
Wait, I did want to ask you if you would quit smoking after meeting someone once.
No. For me, the only thing that made me quit smoking was getting a boob job. That was really, I've had so many people ask me to quit smoking. And then finally, my plastic surgeon was like, Nora, if you really want to get this done, you got to quit with the cigarettes. And I was like, okay, when? And she was like, today, if you want the surgery in September.
That's
and I
like
was like
rough, like no warm up to it.
and
no
I
lead
had
up.
just
Why?
gotten back from Delaware. Well, sorry, the Delaware thing I'll just say is like I
To pick
just
up
gotten back-
non-tax.
Yeah, I got tons of cigarettes from Delaware that were non-taxed. I was so ready to fucking light them all up in here. Also, like I don't know, I don't drink, so it was like my thing, right? And I'm like I'm a smoker girl, you know. Like you look at me and you're like she smokes, right? So
That's how I feel about weed. Are you still smoking weed?
I sometimes, but like I recently drank a can of weed at one of Hannah's shows, and it really didn't go well. So,
Oh shit. Sorry to hear that.
no. It's just like I thought like the cops were gonna come and arrest us at a show that nothing was happening.
At
We were
the
just
naked
performing. Yeah,
show.
it's just the naked comedy show.
Where every single person is on drugs, far worse than that.
I don't know what I used to be a really big pot smoker in college, but now I try I every now and then, but smoking cigs was like my vibe. But anyways, I did quit for my boobs, and I'm very happy I did. I have been like tapping back in a little bit. She said
'cause the
after
boobs
a
are
month,
done.
yeah, the boobs are done. So like,
Nice.
Wait,
I'm just kind of
What?
like.
question. Why did you?
Yeah.
This might be dumb, but why was the doctor like, if you want to get the boob surgery, you have to like? Why is that? Just because of like your immune system? Like, what does that even mean?
So like it turns out smoking's like really bad for you, and I know we all know that, but then she was like, your body actually like can't heal from the surgery if you're smoking cigarettes because your body is like so fucked up. And like she was like, every time I do this procedure on someone who's a smoker, their like nipple falls off like during the recovery period. And I was like, okay, that's a really valid reason to
God.
stop smoking.
I would love to
Like,
keep my nipples on.
yeah, and it was also kind of like, wait, this is actually maybe really bad for me if it's gonna like make my nipple fall off after surgery. So he was just kind of like, yeah, just don't smoke. You can't smoke. I think it was like 2 or 3 months before, and then a month after. So that was like a big hit for me.
So you went 4 months with nothing, and you went cold turkey.
I just went cold turkey. I'm very like, if I have a
Good
goal
for
and I
you.
have something I need to do, I'm just like cut it. But it was very hard. But yeah, for Aiden, I mean, I think I just thought it was inappropriate how he even like went in being like, "Oh, you need to quit smoking." It's like you're on their first date.
Yeah, and like
do you
also
understand the connection between a New York City lady and her cigarette?
Right,
It's like,
right.
No,
he
between
doesn't.
that.
Like he's new to New York, him and his dog. I also kind of felt like, I don't know, like people really hype up Carrie and Aiden because Aiden is at his core a good guy. I don't think they had any chemistry.
No.
I was seeing no sparks flying when he was telling that story of joking around about how the dog was getting over her. I was like, this is the most boring thing I've ever heard. Like,
Just because two people are hot doesn't mean they have to date.
absolutely. And like, I'm sorry, like I know Big is toxic, but like they have sparks. They have chemistry there. Like Aiden, like Carrie is like the class situation where like a girl convinces herself she should be with a guy because he's a good guy, but like there's nothing there. He's just a good guy and you're both are hot people. But like I was like kind of I didn't remember this episode as we've been rewatching, but watching it back, I'm like, oh, like we have to get rid of Aiden. I actually can't believe how much longer I'm gonna be here with Aiden.
On my first watch, I remember really liking Aiden, and this episode I was like, ew. Well, first of all, why is he wearing all denim? Why is his hair so greasy?
Hairline not good either.
Hairline crazy.
Not
like,
good.
Greasy, like flat hair that never had to be long. He would look so much better with a buzz cut.
And also, I didn't really like the way he moved her hand on that leather.
I didn't either.
I didn't really like that or think that was hot at all.
I have to disagree with everything you guys just said.
I'm with Nora.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, also, we both love Steve. So I think that is shining through here.
He's like the anti-Steve. He's the anti-Steve for sure.
Yeah.
The hair was flowing. I love the denim look. He's a woodworker in New York City. And
But
you know
also-
what? He went all those little rings.
Ew, you like a man with rings, Nora? Go to rehab. Go to men with ring rehab.
I was going to at one point. So yeah, I probably should.
But also, I think Aiden 2.0 is so hot.
In the reboot.
Yeah. No, like when he comes, like the second time they date.
Okay.
Like in and just like that.
I was like, I don't know if
I
he's
mean-
that great, man, just like that.
No. Like when he remember like when he's like when he opens his own bar and like Carrie go with Steve and like they start dating again. He's so hot when he's like got the buzz cut and like way hotter. That's more like that's the hotter.
That guy is someone worth quitting smoking over. This guy so far, not really. Because unfortunately in this episode, what I did think was hot and moving was Steve telling Miranda that she needs to give a shit about this relationship. I was like, that's my guy.
Steve
That's
fought
my
for them
guy.
so hard. Everything about Steve is perfect. He fought for them as so hard. I love him.
I love him so much.
Him throwing the basketball. Natalie and I are both. I feel like we're on the same page, Natalie. Like when he threw the basketball in her apartment, I was like, dude, what?
Yes,
That's so fun.
She was being so dismissive of him.
He was like, I'll buy you more. Like she's like, that's Ralph Lauren Pate. I'll buy you more. $1 million.
Really mean wolf.
Literally.
No, this is literally me and my boyfriend to a T, which is also why like I can't really say anything bad about Steve because then I have like to really think about the relationship I'm in at my house.
That's so funny. At my house.
At my house, waiting right now.
Do you guys? I mean, okay. We have about like 5 or 10
That's what
minutes
I've
left.
been doing, by the way, when I keep doing this. I cannot see it. We have 10 minutes.
We have like 10 minutes. Should we dive into Samantha, or is that
We should.
Do you want to just like let it go? And I mean,
No, I think
just
we
wanna-
should. I feel like we should talk about it in a way of what it is, which is like, just a flop today.
I have
Flop.
to say, did you guys notice it was the plot of Save the Last Dance?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Natalie,
Yes,
do you know what
yeah.
I'm talking about? Julia Stiles
Yes.
movie?
Yes. Yeah.
It's okay. First of all, we're gonna watch Save the Last Dance tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight, but we're gonna.
But another time.
I do have to say it's also a little problematic, but it's a good film. It really gets you going. It's about a girl, kind of like one that looks like Samantha, who kind of comes to New York and meets a boy, and she's dancing, and she kind of learns different dance techniques and different.
Is it a white girl?
It's a
who's
white girl
dating
learning how to dance hip hop who usually does ballet.
Perfect.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
sorry, I didn't mean to like beat around that so much. Different dance
Girl
techniques.
who looks like Samantha.
Sorry, I
That's awesome.
like, but there even is a scene where the girls, Julia Stiles, the guy that she's dating, his sister like comes for her and like really is like, I hate you, like stop dating our men, and is like literally says that as a line. So
that was so like trite. I hated that. I didn't like any of how they did it. I hate that there's like 2 black people in the episode and they're like, oh, they went way back, they were friends, why haven't we seen her? You guys are being weird.
it was really
Bad. And wait, when Carrie described her friend's cuisine as Martha Stewart meets Puff Daddy,
I know, I wrote that down.
I was like, and that was like the first quote of the episode after the kissing. It was like, I was like, we are off to a bad start.
Crazy.
I will say,
I just like, yeah.
I will say that I think that like as white women, I can't speak for you guys, but I know McKenna and I, as white women who do date like a lot of black men, I will say that like Samantha is the 100% archetype of the white woman who's never dated a black guy and is like, oh my God, like I'm dating a black guy for the first time. And it's like makes it her whole personality. Like in the 90s, I feel like a lot of women acted that way.
Yeah. The clothing change for Samantha.
Oh my God, crazy.
The outfit, the gold change.
She was turning some looks, but it was weird.
Yeah,
it was really, really weird.
It was really weird.
And again, it's exactly what happens in Save the Last Dance. Sorry.
Crazy.
Then I don't necessarily need to see it.
No, you don't need to see it. I'm just like, I don't know why I said we had to watch it, but like, you know, it's like it's like Crossroads, you know, it's just one of the
You
classics.
have to see it. You have to see it. Seeing is
I
good.
do think at least that it was like, I saw it and I was like, this is bad, but I do think it was pretty representative of the time. Like that was so normal to have on TV. So normal that like in watching it the first time, most of us forgot about it.
Right.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, wow, that was really not chill.
I also
That's what I mean.
I thought. You go. Sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, all I was going to say was that I feel like you go this time.
There's a
go this
lag.
time and then I'll go.
There's a lag for me, so I'm like, I keep interrupting someone. I was just gonna agree with McKenna saying like, I think of the time, like it, like that's how a lot of white women treated like black men, like as if it like very fetishy, very like inappropriate.
Yeah.
And how media did generally, like media considered black to be other, and that white was mainstream, and they said it out loud even. Like I think that's still how a lot of people treat it, but we're quieter about it.
I feel like if they left it at the beginning and them dating, it would have been like a little hard to watch, but fine. But I feel like the second brunch where Charlotte is screaming big black cock, and then that final club scene, I was like, okay. Like, I was kind of hoping that we were going to be done with that storyline because Aiden's here and that's major and that's bigger. And, you know, Steve has the big game and Charlotte has to teach someone how to kiss. But they ended with that club scene. Well, they ended with Carrie flushing her cigarettes. But
we've all flushed a cigarette. Like, come on.
When was it?
What'd you say, Natalie?
I do love the I'm trying to keep up, but the lag is crazy for me. I do love the read of like when his sister is like, it doesn't matter how many dresses you come up here, like these J-Lo looking ass dresses, and like that is such a good read. It was such a good read.
Yeah.
And then when they were fighting and he steps in and goes, keep it real. And she goes, I'm trying to keep it real. I was like, she's got to go home.
I do have
Also,
to say.
go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. No, you go, McKenna.
We're stepping on each other's toes.
No. I like this, though.
The incest level when he was like, for my favorite girl, and both of them were like, champagne, margarita.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yikes.
Wait, what do you
Yikes.
think? Who do you think she was talking? Who do you think he was talking about?
He was talking to his sister.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been.
I'm watching Dexter right now, and it's the same thing.
If I was standing with my brother and his wife, and he said, "What does my favorite girl want to drink?" I would never in a million years.
But you and Randy don't have the same.
But I'm saying though, like I'm saying, like in any situation, like if Wolf and that was standing there with me and his sister, and they're close, and he said, "What does my favorite girl want to drink?"
It would never be her.
It's never his sister.
Yeah, I
it's
guess
me.
you do have a point.
That
To
is
say that
so
in front of your
weird.
girlfriend is fucking crazy.
It's not the
Agreed.
sister.
Agreed. I think he was referring to his sister though, which is what it makes.
Yeah.
it a little icky.
I thought he was kind of doing it just like openly to everyone, but maybe I didn't. I don't
Like
know.
maybe they're both his favorite girls.
Yeah, one of my favorite girl.
girls.
Do you guys what is your feeling about like in terms of like family dynamics, like how involved like a sibling can be in the decision of who you date? Like just in general, we're like do you guys have siblings? Do you care what they think about who you date? Would you date someone who had a sibling who like didn't like you?
Well, I'm Armenian, and it's very, very like I'm 100% Armenian. Both parents are. It's very common for the family to have opinions about the people you bring home. So I'm also the sibling that gives the opinion and is like, don't ever bring them back here. So yeah, I do think it's important. I wouldn't be able to date someone who my siblings didn't like.
Okay, interesting. McKenna, you like kind of shook your head a
Yeah,
little.
my brother not liking somebody is like an awesome reason for me to date them.
That's
like,
funny.
and he and I are fine. Like, we're not the closest anyone's ever been, and we don't hate each other. You know what I mean? He calls me when he wants to know what to do with his taxes. But, like, he's a commercial real estate agent in Columbus, Ohio. We made very different life choices.
Yeah.
No, the polymathematician who does drugs in Washington Square Park is not the guy that my brother wants me to be dating, and that's
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel similarly. Like if my brother didn't like who I was dating, like that really wouldn't weigh on me. But I did have the situation where my current boyfriend's sister didn't like me for a period of time, but the reason was so lame and absurd that nobody gave a rip, and she owes me an apology, which she
What was the
recently
reason?
gave me. I had an OnlyFans because I don't come from money and I don't make a lot of money, and it was an easy way for me to support myself.
Yeah.
And she had a real issue with that, and she was texting me and my boyfriend about this issue from the house that she lives in that her mom bought her. So I don't care.
Yeah. that's
And now
awesome.
we're good. And she apologized to me, and she just actually yesterday followed me back on Instagram. So all is good. But I feel like in that regard, me and Wolf didn't care that she didn't approve of me because the reason was bad.
It
Yeah,
would make me
that's-
really upset if somebody's sibling like hated me for
Oh,
something. It would like eat at
Lots
me.
of crying. It was very sad because it was right after I had went on vacation with them for Christmas. Like we
That's
just spent a
rough. Yeah.
week together. We had so
Yeah.
much fun. We spent every hour of the day together. Like it was like so. I can't emphasize this enough.
I'm literally a gleek.
It was major loser, but she's, she's no offense to her. It's better now. Things are better now.
Wait till she finds out though. That we
No
have
offense,
another
but she
account
sucks
coming.
farts.
She's gonna be upset about the next account.
For me, I'm Natalie. I'm realizing like how similar we are.
I know,
In this
I think
like
we're-
recording. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? Which it's fun because now it's like if we're comedy wives and you guys are comedy wives, then I know I'm Natalie and you're McKenna.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yes,
the
I was
opposite
gonna say
before.
that.
Oh, really? Because I was going to say like Natalie, I was like, I literally, if my family doesn't like you have no chance. You just have no shot. Like if my mom specifically does not like you, and she will let you know immediately. I come from a big Jewish family. Everyone's in your business. Everyone is like giving their opinion. And if you don't pass the test, like you're not getting in.
See, that's crazy. That's so. My mom is like if she could hate my boyfriend and she will not tell me because she firmly believes everyone needs to make their own mistakes. Like she would
really
let me walk
healthy.
down the aisle. She would let me walk. She would like give her blessing for me to marry like a murderer. And she's like, Hannah will learn in time.
Not on the art.
I know.
Sorry.
I keep trying to move her.
Sorry. I recently got a paint by numbers.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I saw it on your Instagram story, and it's so pretty.
She ran right across
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm getting crafty.
The cat.
But cat. And Margot, my cat, is just hopping, jumping all over my paint by
It's
numbers.
because she was sitting down here meowing at us and we didn't give her attention.
Now she's
like,
jumping
"Look
all
at
over my
me."
art. But yeah, for me, like if especially my cousins, like if they don't like you, like you're out. I don't know what to tell you.
One of my
It's just
siblings
not
dated
gonna-
someone for like 4 years that I truly don't think my dad made eye contact with once. And they didn't make it because like it's a really tough crowd. Like maybe it's like similar to like Jewish family culture, Armenian family culture. It's it's like hard to get in on their good graces. And it wouldn't last. It wouldn't last even if I wanted it to. If they didn't like my boyfriend, which is why I've never brought anyone home.
That's crazy. That's a stress. Like cannot relate to. That is so crazy to be like worried about what your like family's going to think about your partner.
It's actually like something when I first I used to have a question on my Hinge profile that just said, do you like your mom? Because if you like your mom and you're nice to your mom, it means that my mom might like you, which means we could maybe go out. But, if my mom doesn't like you, it's really a no-go.
I would really dislike if my mom didn't like somebody I was dating.
Yeah.
But my brother, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
so rude.
Margot is just
She's like
showing
pointing her
hole
ass.
and, like,
She like knows we're at time anyway. She's like, wrap it up, girl.
Standing in solidarity with your OnlyFans. She's like, I can show hole too.
That's really nice of her.
she really is. Well, we're at time.
We're out of time, but this was so much fun, you guys.
So
love
good.
you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Can you
I
guys
want to keep
tell
yapping.
us? I mean, yeah, you can
know.
just give us a call and we can keep going. Can you guys like tell us where to find you, what you're doing, what your Instagram is, what your passions are, just like anything like that to end.
Yes. So we host Data Comic where you get to see comedians do jokes and then you can like sign up to hit on them, which is very exciting. You can follow that at Data Comic on Instagram. And you can follow me at McKenna P. Moore.
And
Natalie.
I am at Natalie Haytayan, which is spelled Haytayyan. And yeah, follow Data Comic though. That's really the most important thing I have to offer.
That's how you
guys
know we're
also-
serious about it. We give clout to the show. We're like, you don't have to follow us.
That's kind of how I feel with high heels too.
Yeah,
I'm
we're like,
don't
please
even look at my profile. It's like weird.
Focus on the pod.
But I do have to say, both of you guys have a really great TikTok presence as well. I follow both of you on TikTok, and I appreciate both content. So
Thank you so
follow them on
much.
TikTok as well.
All right. Well, that was episode 5 of season 3. Shout out to Becky Hermenze. Who are you going to say?
Oh, I was about to say Sean.
Oh, yeah. Becky Hermenze, our video editor?
Production
manager.
and video editor.
I don't know. I should have said Sean.
It's okay. And Sean Hermenze. Sorry, no, they're dating.
Wait, we should never switch.
okay.
You always say Becky, and I always say
They're-
Sean.
they're
I don't know
married.
why we did it backwards.
And Sean Curley for our intro and outro music. I love you, Hannah.
I love you, Nora. Bye.
Bye, you guys. I love you,
Bye.
McKenna.
Love you back. Thank you.
Bye.